Welcome to this month's edition of Umbraco's Technology Partner Webinars, where we, as always, try to inspire and connect solution partners with great tech services and software. My name is Jesper Nyby. I'll be your host today. I'll be coming to you live from a very gray and rainy Copenhagen, but I'm glad that we have such great company, so things will be sunny anyway. Today, it's all about the best of Swedish e-commerce. We're joined by Michael and Magnus from Storm Commerce. Welcome aboard, guys. First on, Michael will do an introduction of the Storm Commerce in general, and then Magnus will dig into the product and integrations. And thanks to both of you again. Before we get started, I just want to say that if the guests have any questions, there will be a Q&A in the end. Please write your questions in the chat forum. And this webinar will last around 30 minutes, I think, approximately 30 minutes, I think. And as always, it's being recorded. So if you have to take off, that's okay. You can always watch it again, the rerun. But no more ado for me. Michael, please take it over from here.
Thank you, Jesper, and hi, everybody. Very nice meeting you all here today. Magnus and I are in a very sunny and crispy Stockholm weather. And now I will try to share my screen for you. I hope I managed. No?
Perfect.
As Jesper said, my name is Michael, and I'm one of the founders of Storm Commerce. I will start by giving you an overview of the product and our offering. And after that, I will hand over to Magnus, who will give you a short demo and an introduction of how Umbraco can serve as a storefront together with Storm Commerce. Before we founded Storm in 2008, we were running one of the largest online retailers in Sweden, selling consumer electronics and IT products to companies as well as private consumers. At that time, it wasn't possible to just buy a large-scale e-commerce platform. So obviously, like everybody else at that time, we had to build everything ourselves, except from the ERP system. We had to find smart and efficient solutions for handling our large product catalog with around 500,000 SKUs. We had to work with automated pricing, and we had to take in all relevant competitors' pricing and our purchase pricing into consideration when making those algorithms. To limit our own stock levels in this business, we had to automate the purchase processes by working with tight integrations with our suppliers. And overall, in general, we had to find very smart ways to limit the amount of manual work by designing a lot of automated processes. At that time, half of our turnover came from B2B sales, and we had to develop a very extensive support for customer unique pricing, different types of buying roles, and a lot of other features that you normally use in B2B online sales. During this journey, we also learned that constant change is key to success. So it's essential to have a solution that easily can adapt to new situations and to continuously test new ideas. So with that experience behind us, we started to design a commerce platform that could meet all those challenges we had experienced through our journey, as well the ones we expected from future demands. So when we designed Storm, we had three major strategic ideas behind the platform. And those are more or less the same today. We decided that the platform should be true SaaS, meaning that every customer runs on the same code base, and will always have continuous access to new features, and they wouldn't have to worry about scaling or uptime issues and so forth. The platform should be a part of the best-of-breed solution. As you probably know, an e-commerce solution consists of many different functions, but we wanted to focus hard on a couple of those functions. And those areas were PIM, meaning handling the product catalog, the business logic, meaning all that relates to prices, campaigns, freight delivery options, and so forth. And of course, the transaction part, which is essential for an e-commerce solution. But other systems had to take care of the rest. And the third thing we decided was that the platform should be made API first or headless. To be a really good fit in a best-of-breed solution, you must think API first. So I think we probably were one of the first commerce platforms in the world that entered the market without a storefront. We were totally dependent on external CMS systems to build the storefront upon. The term headless, by the way, were not used at that time, but the concept was obviously there. And the concept was to separate the user experience from the commerce logic and the product information. And as you probably know, there are a lot of good reasons for doing that, but maybe speed of change and cost of change might be the most important ones. The company today is Nordic-based with offices in Gothenburg, Stockholm, and in Oslo. We have a very spoken out partner-first strategy, meaning that we rely on our solution partners to create fantastic e-commerce solutions. But we offer qualified partner support, but are more or less the only consultancy services is to our solution partners and not to our customers. And we have a clear ambition to be the most partner-friendly e-commerce platform out there in the market. StormCommerce is a part of Jetshop Group, which is the largest Nordic SaaS company in digital commerce today. Totally, we have around 300 customers, both B2C and B2B. We are a little bit more than 100 employees, and we have an annual recurring revenue of a little bit more than 10 million euros. I decided to highlight a couple of joint customers that uses StormCommerce and Umbraco CMS in their storefronts. So one example is Happy Angler, a Finnish online-only retailer within fishing gear. They have extensive international sales to both the Nordics and Russia and the rest of Europe. ICA, as you probably know, is one of the largest grocery store chains in Sweden. They have made a B2B solution where the dealers can order everything they need in terms of store equipment, etc. And we have Stalans Möbler, one of the largest furniture and home decoration retail chains. And we have a company called Ludvig Svensson, which is interesting because they are very international. They sell fabrics, only B2B. So as you see, there are many different types of customers, but most of them are mid-sized, and there are a lot of B2B companies among our customers. Here's a picture showing what I just described. There are 3 core functionality areas in StormCommerce. There is PIM, all the product information and the logic between the different products. There are commerce logic, which includes pricing, campaigns, assortment control, and those kind of functions. And of course, transaction. Storm is surrounded by 4 different APIs. I won't go through them in detail, but Storm API is serving the Umbraco storefront, for example, with ready-to-use data when it comes to products and pricing. And the Connect API is used for integrating existing internal systems or other sources that you want to use in your e-commerce solution. Could be suppliers or CRM systems and so forth. There are a number of functional highlights that we used to go through. I won't have the time to do that today. I just want to stress the fact that Storm has an integrated PIM solution in the product. You have a lot of advanced pricing functionality that could be used for B2B pricing or competitor-based consumer pricing. The offering consists of the commerce offering, which is our main offering. That includes all the functionality we have within any given amount at every given specific time. But we also have subsets of the product in terms of a PIM offering, only the product functionality, and we also have a separate pricing functionality. I often get the question of the pricing, so I'll give you a hint about the pricing structure. The commerce product starts at 2,000 euros per month. The PIM product starts at 1,000, and the pricing product starts at 500 euros per month. But then it comes up to the transaction volume for each customer. And I often get the question, what is the typical project size? I would say that the typical commerce project tends to be within the range of 1,000 or up to 3,000 hours. Could definitely be more, could be a little bit less, but that's an approximate number. And the PIM project would be between 200 and 500 hours. If you're interested, I would like to recommend you to sign up for the next Academy Fundamentals, which is held online January 13th. And you can do that on this web address. So then it's time for me to hand over to Magnus.
Thank you.
And before you start, Magnus, Michael, could you share the link in the chat?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Right. So then I will see if you see my screen now. Yes, thumbs up, great. Okay, so I will dive right into our product and show you a little bit of what we do there and what you can do and what you find there. And I will also show you how it can look in an Umbraco storefront as well. So this is our demo client called Zephyr. It's a merchant, a retailer, a fictional one with quite a lot of different products. And the first page you usually go into when you log into the admin UI here is the dashboard. This is a highly configurable dashboard that you can create for your own use. For example, I want to have my to-do list here, and I maybe have someone reporting to me. I want to make sure that she does what she needs to do every day, and I can see other information here, and I can configure it and do it and move it around if I want to, and these things. So anything is workable here usually. change colors and these things. On the left side, we have the navigation tree. And what you can do here is, as I am the administrator here, I see pretty much anything, but you can actually set up as a solution partner. If you are responsible for one or several customers, you can set this up more in detail on how the customer needs to use it. So you can remove things here and make sure that things are only readable and not changeable and these things. So there are much you can configure around Storm here. Otherwise, there are 2, maybe 3 different kind of people working in the admin UI. It's you, like who are a solution partner that sets up everything and makes sure that everything is working as it should. And then you have the customers that are working with products, or maybe working with campaigns and offerings and creating business rules like that. So before I go into products, where we have more in detail to look, I want to just say a couple of words about the other things here. So pricing is a way to set up different kinds of price lists. You usually have one or several market prices. In my demo here, we have a Swedish market with the standard price list for Sweden, but we also have an application for the rest of Europe. So we have a European market here, and the price list here converts automatically the prices to euro, but also can add or remove assortments, products that we don't want to sell in Europe, for example. You can also set up quite a lot of different prices for different needs. Here in Storm, B2B functionality is built in, so you can create specific price lists for certain contracts for certain companies, for example. Or you can have member price lists for B2B. You have the gold membership, or you have some temporary campaigns like Black Week price list, for example. Otherwise, you can also go into the shopping process and set up things. For example, the freight logic in Storm is fairly advanced. You can create quite a lot of different delivery methods for different needs. We will see that in the Umbraco storefront, what we can do there. Here you set up the master list of all the delivery methods you want to use, and you can put restrictions on them, on weight, for example. So the domestic letters doesn't even show for people with a basket that weighs more than 2 kilograms, for example. You can set up different payment methods as well. We have several built-in payment integrations. Klarna here is one of them that I will use today when we do the demo. And you can set up quite a lot of other things. You can also expand and extend the system. You can create your own fields on baskets and orders to make sure that unique things that you want to add to the checkout are passed into the ERP system or the order management system on the other side. So Storm is very configurable and extendable in this way. Promotions is one way to do offers that are not focused on products or more focused on the basket that you work with. I created one example here where you have promotion for clothes that we will try to use today. So this promotion has requirements. By this we mean, when will it be activated? It will be applied when someone has put in the discount code, but it will also need clothes in the basket, because at least one item in the basket needs to be from the category clothes. Then the effect will be activated. So we will take one product, the most expensive discountable product from the category clothes, and give that a small rebate, a small discount. So you can do quite a lot of things in the admin UI, and all this business logic is automatically applied if you use our APIs. So if we look at some products, for example, I have prepared a report that is my own with my specific demo products that I want to see here. So these 5 products are the clothes, and they have quite a lot of different parametrics and flags on them. If we look at the t-shirt, it's a product with different variants. So we can see that we have the possibility to create a cluster of variants on top of this, below this product. And you can actually create this with different kind of variant types that says which kind of attributes are defining these variants. We also have, of course, like PIM systems need to have, you have tabs for images and files and attributes that you can set up. And of course, text fields are very important. And if you configure your Storm with multiple languages, you can work here with translations and look at your Swedish text here and actually use Google Translate integration if you want to start off your language translations. But you also have everything you see here behind our APIs. So you can work with third-party services. You can build your own systems behind the scenes here that work for your customer with all this content, if you want. Other things that you can do here, of course, is you can work with the commerce logic, more ready available here together with all the content. So for example, you have on-hand information. Storm supports that several warehouses if you want. You can have physical stores, you can have several online warehouses, and they can have their different on-hand information. And you can set this up so that different markets see different warehouses, and you get the right promise to your customer on how available it is. Pricing, as I said, we have support for many different kind of price lists. We see that this is currently in the Black Week price campaign, but we also have the standard price here. You can use built-in business logic to calculate prices, but you can also use fixed prices coming from outside. If we add all our active price list here, you see that we also have this standard European price that automatically it looks at the Swedish price and convert it to euro. So there are quite a lot of different things you can do here. If we go over to the Umbraco side, I will show you our report here again, our 5 products. And if we move into our Umbraco, we have a demo client here, demo storefront. And I want to give a shout out to our partner, Ulix, who has lent us their extremely nice storefront Umbraco integration. So this is actually code based on our sample codes, but with the additional Umbraco logic to make it work. So now we look into the clothes listing. We see our 5 products here directly fetched from Storm's API. And we can see that some of these products are rebated with the Black Week price list. And we can also go into each product and see more information here. We can add things to the cart, and we can, of course, go back to our clothes. And let's say that we want to change what we see in this listing. If we go into the administration in Umbraco, we can see that Ulix has created a synchronization with the metadata from Storm here. So we get all the categories, the attributes and flags, and other things you want to have when you create a listing. So if we go into the close, we see that the page is set up for 2 categories. And let's say that we want to change this and add the outlet flag as well. And we save and publish that. And we go back to Storm. We see that we have the outlet only on 1 product. Let's change that with our batch update. We set the flag outlet for a couple of more products here. We batch update there. It's changed. We go back. We do a refresh, and it probably changed directly here. So this is extremely nice to work with, like on a Black Friday when you want to do fast changes. Although we do suggest that you have your local caching as well to make sure that things are not peaking that fast in our performance. Let's add something else to the cart, and let's see if we can finish this checkout here. In a demo, there are always some small things happening. We see that we have 2 products here. We have our t-shirt with the Black Week campaign, and we have a hat, the red hat here. We see a subtotal, and there is a bit of shipping here, but let's say that we want to pick up this in the store instead, so we don't have any shipping at all. If you remember, we looked at the promotion that we could use if we added a coupon, a gift card, or a discount code here. And then if everything works correctly, we should get a rebate on the most expensive one with 20 krona. Yes. And also Klarna was updated directly. Let's see if we can buy this with an invoice. Yes, and we got an order, and we probably have this in our basket here, and we can see that everything is green. The process went through the payment, only the capture is left, and the basket has changed everything to an order, and we can go into and see the order here directly. And we see the promotion discount here with 20 krona was about 12.60% of all. We can also see information from our payment adapter to Klarna and see details if something went wrong, or mostly, hopefully, nothing went wrong. Yes, so this was a fast demo through our Umbraco and Storm processes. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Magnus. Thank you. So I think we have time for a couple of questions. There's already one in the Q&A here. Otherwise, just throw some more questions in the chat forum. Let's see what here. And it is a question from Kalle. He's writing, looking at Umbraco.com Storm apps page, the supported version is 7.2.0. Compared to implementing to Storm's API yourself, what functionality does this offer, and what does the roadmap from supporting later Umbraco versions look like?
Yeah, so what I showed you here was the integration by a partner that actually uses Umbraco 9. So what we are currently providing is sample code that you can use, and our sample code is in .NET Core usually. So we will not provide you with Umbraco specific libraries, but we can give you support and documentation on how to create the integration directly to Umbraco. Or you can talk to other other partners to us, like Ulix here that helped us today, and they might give you good starting points on how to build your storefront in Umbraco. You want to add something, Mikael?
No, it was a very good answer.
Okay. Any other questions? Otherwise, I have one. Michael, you did tell us that you have offices in 2 offices in Sweden and 1 in Norway. But could you tell us more about? And are you looking at new markets, new regions, new countries?
We are definitely looking into different regions. We are currently looking specifically on Denmark and trying to find new solution partners in Denmark and also in UK and Benelux, Germany. But with that said, we are open to support solution partners all around the world. As long as they would like to speak English with us.
Or Swedish.
Or Swedish goes fine as well.
Cool. Well, time is running out here. I think I have one final question to close things off. Could you say something about the typical Storm client?
Yes, as you probably noticed, our typical clients are like, I would describe them as mid-sized, not the smallest one and not the largest largest corporations in the world. They are like mature to advanced in terms of their digital transformation journey. And we have a focus on B2B businesses and resellers within B2C.
Okay, thank you. So again, Magnus, Michael, thank you very much for great presentations, for answering questions. Thanks for being part of this. Always fun and exciting to see products. We will be back with another webinar, but not in December. We will be back in 22 in January. As you can tell by my white beard, I have a sleigh ride to plan and do in December, so I don't have time for webinars. Not just kidding. Anyway, thank you all for attending. Goodbye, and thank you. See you all.
Thank you very much, everybody.